Welcome back here. I'm Michael Horn. That's Paul Stern. It's What's Cooking from CRN Digital Talk Radio. And apparently we will make this one of our, I hate to say this, a pet peeve, but it'll be in a continuing series here on CRN's What's Cooking show, Pets Facing the Battle of the Bulge. Just saying just one final thought here this weekend. The guilt treat is something you should avoid when you leave and then come back and just dump some food on the ground. I've done that with our producer, Jack Roberts, and apparently I've been doing this to my own pet because my pet sort of tries to push me out of the house in the morning just in hope that I'll forget my keys, so I have to throw it on a guilt treat. Are you guilty of that as well, Paul Stern?
I have not been so guilty of that, no.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll continue with this in the days to come. Now, Todd Messick is here. He's the Vice President of Marketing and Communications. Big thing this weekend at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland and in Cleveland. It's Cleveland, you know, they say Cleveland rocks. Cleveland food rocks. There's going to be a whole big deal here talking about the great food of Cleveland. Todd Messick, are you with us?
I am. How are you guys?
Hey, great. Glad to be with you. You don't have an overweight pet, do you?
No, I don't. I'm trying to do my best to get overweight on myself, but you know, I'm working on it.
So you're in good shape. I like that. So what's going on first and foremost at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? This is we all should come and visit. Are you open like 7 days a week?
Yeah, 363 days a year. We're closed Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it is, you know, for anybody who loves music and who's been touched by it. We're here to say, you know, it's an important story. You love the music. You can you know, it's been the soundtrack to all of our lives. But there's not a whole lot of art forms that have elected world leaders or started revolutions. You know, people don't pump their fist to a book. No offense to any other art form, but we're saying this is arguably the art form that really changed our world. Whether it's, you know, on the political level, or, you know, just any of us had a geeky moment in high school, or a song that helped us celebrate something. Rock and roll is like part of everybody's DNA in a big way. So we're saying, hey, come learn about it. Come find out about it. Come celebrate it and listen to some good music.
Now, what's this thing you got starting this weekend here on Sunday called Chef Jam 2010 Cleveland Food Rocks? What's happening?
It's kind of a testament to the way that Cleveland has embraced the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, we've been a rock and roll, long before the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was even built. Cleveland's been a rock and roll town. The first Alan Freed's, you know, the first rock and roll concert, Alan Freed's Moondog Coronation Ball, was held here, and it's always been that kind of gritty, hard-working, industrial town that has celebrated music. So it's had this moniker of the rock and roll capital. You know, say Cleveland, people say hello Cleveland, Cleveland rocks, all that. And you know, now we have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame here. But the way the city has embraced it, we want to make sure that this thing is not just a tourist destination, but it's something that's good for the people of Cleveland, too. And in recent years, the restaurant community has really, really kind of stepped up. You guys may know Michael Simon, who's, you know, from you know, the Iron Chef fame.
Yeah.
But there's guys like Steve Schmoller and Zach Brule, and, you know, we're getting this kind of burgeoning, you know, foodies are traveling here just to kind of come in a restaurant.
Steve Schmoller is the owner of the Crop Bistro in Cleveland, and what's this I hear where a lot of the top chefs in Cleveland are going to serve their specialties up, but they're going to also use things that are inspired by bands or musicians. Maybe some might even dress like some of the rock stars. Is that happening?
Oh. Yeah, it's a couple things. They're preparing some dishes, like we do have. We are serving some LSD. That's lemon scented donuts. And there's some, you know, meatloaf. These guys are doing things that are really, and it's not, you know, I mean, this is the greatest kind of food you'll ever experience. It's not just meatloaf. But it's, you know, there's stuff like there's truffles in it, and there's, you know, white asparagus and white crawfish and an Almond Brothers ham. They're doing Bob Marley meatballs. There's ice cream sandwiches. There's a ZZ Top sirloin. So these restaurant communities kind of embraced our rock and roll, you know, energy, our rock and roll identity, and said let's come down, let's celebrate
this is fun.
The food, but also let's do it for a good cause. So they're going to raise money for a scholarship for a student to go to a local culinary arts program at Cowga Community College, and the chefs are also coming down. A lot of these guys are playing in bands, and so they're going to get on stage. They're going to bring their sampling of their best food, and it's a really cool thing.
So food and some of their music. How long does this last? It starts this Sunday, but how long does it last?
No, it's Sunday 7 to 9. We'll do it It happens throughout the year.
Oh, okay.
Especially when the
Gotcha.
inductions come back to Cleveland, we have these Cleveland Rocks food packages we do promotions with, and we do special things with. And in our downtown community, the downtown area, you can get to within, say, a 5 or 10 minute cab ride. You can get to a lot of different hotels and restaurants that are serving these dishes. But we're kicking it off here on Sunday with this Chef Jam program. And what happens is for $50, these folks will have food from all these restaurants, and there's something like 40 restaurants participating. The bands will play, and frankly, some of these guys, yeah, they're chefs, but they're decent on the stage too. And Todd Rundgren, who is a loyal Cleveland supporter, a foodie himself, and of course a legendary musician, is going to come down and play for us too. So it's really a cool night that we're having here on Sunday.
This sounds great. And can some of the people that attend dress up as well?
Yeah, it's funny. Like for our events, and it's part fundraiser, it's part rock and roll. People ask me, "What do you dress like?" Man, you dress what you want. People wear jeans, people wear ties, people wear the craziest kind of. It's a cool jeans. It's very LA chic, I'm sure. But you can wear anything. You can wear shorts in this place, or you can wear a tux.
Yeah, because one of my favorite bands, Paul likes Frank Hermanick and the Melody Men. They used to rock a polka band out of L.A., and I like Raspberry Reynolds and his Goose Hollow Grenadiers, and I could come dressed as Geese, with our famed Al Williams used to own the radio station and kind of played rock music, but they were sort of a deal, so you can dress as characters if you want, right?
Yeah, Todd, will there be a polka contingent at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year?
Hey, man, you never know. We've had klezmer bands, we've had polka bands here, but
we're talking about heavy.
Well, the thing is, man, like when you in the museum itself too, in our exhibits, rock and roll. The three of us can talk about it, and you say, okay, what's the borders of rock and roll? And you may say, okay, it started with Elvis Presley, or somebody says, no, it's the blues before that. It goes back to drum beats in Africa, and it goes through, we'll argue through techno and through hip hop. It's all because rock and roll was one of the rare music forms that. There's a spot that it overlaps with jazz. There's a spot that it overlaps with country. There's a spot that it overlaps with art.
Absolutely right. It is true.
And it's also amazing. You get the sense of this when you walk through the building. So you have, the Elvis years, or the blues are created are taken by.
Give us the website. Yeah, give us the website so people can check this out.
It's rockhall.com.
Rockhall.com.
Yeah.
And that's this Sunday from 7 to 9 in Cleveland at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right?
Yep, and we're telling the story of rock and roll 363 days a year.
We love you guys. Cleveland Food Rocks this Sunday, and the Hall of Fame open almost every day of the year. CRN